Hello, Dr. Joe here. Now, in today's video, what have I got for you? Well, we are going to be talking about the top 5 medications that will raise your blood sugar, or at least have the potential to shoot your blood sugars through the roof. That is the subject of today's video. Now, this video is important to both diabetics and non-diabetics, and I shall explain why in the course of the video. If you're wondering why a slice of bread will shoot your blood sugar through the sky when you didn't anticipate that should be happening, well, being on any of these 5 medications may explain that. So what I have done in the course of this video is save the worst for last. So number 5 is the worst performer. So you better watch the entire video to know what number 5 is. So with that in mind, let's dive straight in.
Okay, so top 5 medications that raise your blood sugar. That's what we're going to be talking about. This should be interesting. I think you should pay attention because if you're having difficulties managing your blood sugar, this may be the reason why. So the first group of medications will be the water tablets. In medical parlance, we refer to the water tablets as thiazide diuretics. That's what they're called. So what are these water tablets used for? The thiazide diuretics, well, they're used for the management of high blood pressure. But we do know, research has shown us that these water tablets will raise your blood triglycerides. Yes, they will do that. But not just that, water tablets have also been shown to lower potassium levels. Yes, they do lower your potassium levels. Now, in the management of your high blood pressure, ideally, you want your potassium levels to be optimal. So if water tablets reduce your potassium levels, how do they then lower your blood pressure? Well, the way they work is that water tablets make you pee a lot, and if you pee a lot, that will shrink your blood volume, and when your blood volume shrinks, then obviously your blood pressure will be lowered. Now, there is a price to pay for these low potassium levels because we've also known that low potassium levels will reduce insulin sensitivity, which means that your cells, they don't warm up to receive glucose from the blood circulation easily when they are signaled by insulin to do that. They don't do that. They just disobey instructions from insulin. Not just that, low potassium levels has also been shown to decrease insulin secretion from the pancreas. So you've got these two effects working hand in hand to make it difficult for you to manage your blood sugar if you're already diabetic. And if you're not diabetic, then of course, if you eat something that is supposed to just raise your blood sugar only slightly, you're going to have higher blood sugar excursions if you're using thiazide diuretics, the water tablets. Examples of water tablets will be indapamide, hydrochlorothiazide, that's another. Furosemide is another, also called Lasix. Clothalidone is another. So be on the lookout for them.
And what will group number 2 of medications that will raise your blood sugar be?
Medication group number 2 will be statins. Yes, statins raising your blood sugar is no news. I can hear you saying, here we go again. Statins. Yes, here we go again. That's because statins, they're not very good medications, I have to say. But, they do have their uses. But they do have side effects that are not very nice. And one of them being the fact that they actually decrease your insulin sensitivity. Yes, statins do decrease your insulin sensitivity, meaning statins make it difficult for your cells to readily pick up glucose from the blood circulation. When signaled by insulin to do so, they just disobey instructions from insulin. Not just that, statins have also been shown to reduce insulin secretion from the pancreas too. So these two effects work hand in hand to make sure that your glucose regulation becomes difficult for you if you're using statins. Now, like I said, this is not news because studies have shown us that 12% of statin users will develop new onset diabetes. That is to say, 12 out of 100 statin users who were not diabetic before will develop diabetes in the course of using statins over a good number of years. So this is something to look out for. Statins will destabilize your blood sugar management.
And how about group number 3 of medications that will raise your blood sugar?
The third group of medications that will raise your blood sugar levels will be beta blockers. Beta blockers. What are beta blockers used for? Well, they're used for management of high blood pressure. Beta blockers are also used for management of heart failure. Beta blockers are also used for management of abnormal heart rhythms. So, they do have their uses, but this comes at a price because beta blockers have been shown to antagonize the action of oral anti-diabetic medications in type 2 diabetics. So, type 2 diabetics who are using, medications like metformin will find that the beta blockers will oppose what the medication is supposed to be doing, what the metformin is supposed to be doing. And that is a problem because when they do that, they will raise your blood sugar levels. So that's a problem for beta blocker users. Now, here's the thing. If you are type 1 diabetic, beta blockers have the opposite effect. That is to say, beta blockers will actually lower your blood sugar levels if you're type 1 diabetic. But if you're type 2 diabetic, you have to be on the lookout for the fact that beta blockers will make it difficult for you to manage your blood sugar levels. Examples of beta blockers will be metoprolol, bisoprolol, atenolol, and labetalol.
And now let's talk about group number 4 of medications that will raise your blood sugar.
The fourth group of medications that will raise your blood sugar levels will be antipsychotic medications. How do antipsychotic medications make it difficult for you to manage your blood sugar levels? Well, the way they do that is that they do make users gain substantial weight. And we've always known this, that the antipsychotic medications, they stimulate appetite, hence they make you gain weight. And of course, when you gain weight, that predisposes you to developing type 2 diabetes. So that's one way they do that. Not just that, antipsychotic medications also downregulate insulin signaling in the cells. So these two modes of action just make it difficult for you to manage your blood sugar levels. So if you are using any of these medications, you've got to be on the lookout for difficulties with your blood sugar management. And indeed, you should be screened for diabetes if you are going to be using these medications in the long term, if you were not diabetic before starting the medications. And the worst antipsychotic medication culprits are clozapine, haloperidol, olanzapine, and ziprasidone. So be on the lookout for them.
Okay, before we continue to group number 5, the worst, a quick plug. This is my book on managing high blood pressure with lifestyle approach. Links to get a book right below this very video. So let's dive into group number 5, medications that will potentially raise your blood sugar.
Yes, we have saved the worst for last, and these are the prescription steroids. Prescription steroids make it really difficult for you to manage your blood sugar levels if you are diabetic. I call them the worst offenders because that's what they are, especially if you are using high doses, because high dose steroid use has been shown to cause new onset diabetes. If you were not diabetic before starting steroids, they could actually make you become diabetic later on, prescription steroids. And if you're already diabetic, they make your blood sugar management really difficult for you. And so you may want to ask, how do steroids cause this problem? Well, there are 3 modes of action, 3 ways to do this. The first is that steroids make your liver to release glucose into the blood circulation. And, when the sugar is being released from the liver into the blood circulation, that just creates lots of problems for you managing your blood sugar levels. If you're using insulin, then of course you're going to be using higher insulin doses. So that's one way to do that. The second mechanism is that steroids, they stop the liver from taking up glucose from the blood circulation, and that in itself is a big problem. And not just that, steroids also stop the muscles from taking up glucose from the blood circulation. Now, here's something you should know. Your liver and your muscles, they are the biggest organs that mop up glucose from the blood circulation. So if those 2 organs aren't doing that very job, then of course, your blood sugar levels are really going to be high. So, steroids, prescription steroids can be a real problem when it comes to management of blood sugar. And of course, if you're not a diabetic and you're on high dose steroids for a long time, then the potential is that there's a very good chance you're probably going to become diabetic later on. The longer you use the steroids for, the higher the likelihood of that happening.
Okay, so there goes your 5 group of medications that will potentially raise your blood sugar. This video is all about awareness, creating the awareness such that if this is happening to you and you're wondering, ooh, why is this happening? Well, instead of scratching your head, it will become clear to you the reason why. So I'm hoping that you got some value from this very video. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Please like the video, and also please share this video with your friends, with your family, with your colleagues. If you got any questions, any comments regarding the content of this video presentation, in fact, if you're using any of these medications and you've had a bad experience with any of these medications, please do let me know in the comment section right below. That's it. Until next time, well, this is Dr. Joe signing out.